I held onto my gun and started moving forward. All I could see were countless corridors and endless rooms. I wandered around for a couple of minutes, but was not able to find anything or anyone. I was only wayfaring through one room, and then another, and another. Several rooms later, I stopped. My heart was galloping a mile a minute. Where the hell am I? Each room was empty and the same. You're about to unbox a story from the Sus Box. Drop us a like and subscribe to our channel for more sus contents. I opened my eyes slowly, allowing them time to adjust to the faded lights of the room. The yellow light was beaming right through my blinds, causing me to stir. I was lying on the floor. I felt a little dampness in my clothes. It was because of the old, moist retro carpet that was stinking really bad. I tried to stand up by using my hands. I was completely taken aback and was looking around in sudden confusion as I found myself in a large, empty hallway leading to different corridors. All the walls of that area were covered with yellow, featureless wallpaper. The overhead surface was covered with a drop ceiling and yellow fluorescent lights all over the area that were flickering and creating a very strange buzzing noise. I had no idea what was happening and how I got there. All I remember is that I was chasing someone down and suddenly slipped and then blacked out. Now, there I was in the middle of nowhere, woke up in a strange place. At first, I thought someone is doing it on purpose for vengeance, as I'm a police officer, but it was more than that. I self-searched myself and was amazed to find all of my belongings as it is. I took my cell phone out and tried calling, but the line was dead. My phone didn't have any signals. I moved a bit, holding my phone up, trying to get a better reception, but all in vain. At that moment, I had no option but to explore that place. Fortunately, I had my gun with me. I held onto my gun and started moving forward. All I could see were countless corridors and endless rooms. I wandered around for a couple of minutes, but was not able to find anything or anyone. I was only wayfaring through one room, and then another, and another. Several rooms later, I stopped. My heart was galloping a mile a minute. Where the hell am I? Each room was empty and the same. The same yellow walls, the same ceiling lights, the same squeezing carpet, the same bad smell, and of course the most annoying hum-buzz noise. So apparently all the rooms looked quite similar, but none of them were identical. It was like a mysterious endless maze of some kind. "Hello? Can anyone hear me?" I yelled. But all I heard were my words reverberating, as if the walls laughed at me in a taunting way. There was no sign of life. The room was still. It was a veritable maze of yellow offices with tan carpets. The humming and buzzing noise of fluorescent lights was making my head throb. I started panicking over my situation. It was so strange. I had been living in this area since my childhood, but had never seen or known about any place like this. I was walking around aimlessly, while making sense of it, but all of it seemed to me like a dead end. The state of absolute fear started to overtake me. I couldn't think of anything properly. My vision started to blur, so I stopped on the way and tried to calm my nerves, which I knew very well how to do, all thanks to my police training. After that, I started to think from the very start and tried to connect all the dots. I reminisce about the place where I was chasing someone before I somehow slipped into this strange maze. People were reported missing from that place before, but no one ever found any evidence of what happened to them. Now it was all making sense to me. Maybe something similar had happened to them, and they ended up here. But till now I hadn't found any sign of another person there. The only thing that is still unclear was how I got there. It was like some kind of glitch. Anyways, after assessing the situation, I had to choose from the very limited options I had in front of me. I can either wait here for backup, help from my team, as I was sure that they were definitely looking for me. But the question was, how anyone could even find me when they had already investigated and searched that area 1,000,000 times before to find the missing people. There is no way that we had missed such a huge maze there, so choosing this option was not a wise choice. The second and only left option was to move on with a strategy and find a way out. I walked forward on the way while wandering around for any exit sign or strange thing that could help me escape this weird, scary place. I was tapping on some of those weird yellowish walls that looked lighter in color to me than others. At one point, it felt like all the walls were the same mono-yellow, and maybe I'm circling back to the same point. My vision started to blur again. The endless noise of fluorescent lights was buzzing in my head, making me incredibly insane. Along the way, I found landmarks on some random walls which were the indicators that other people had been there before, and they drew them as a mark while finding their way out. It encouraged me to move along the same path. After moving in the same direction for almost more than 5 hours, all alone, without water or any food, I ended up in an empty room. I had no more power to move or to think even. These endless walls were making me insane over time. I sat down with my back, leaning on the wall opposite to me. I had lost all my hope. Now I was saying to myself, this place is never ending, and now I'm trapped here forever. Maybe this is the end. The yellowish walls were stinging my sight, and I was about to close them. I observed kind of swollen curves on the wall facing me, my eyes wide open, and I stand up immediately to check the wall. By touching, it felt quite different from others. By tapping at the wall, it sounded hollow, which was my indication of exiting this hell. I first used my fist followed by a number of kicks, trying to crack the wall but failed. So I fully moved backward and ran toward the wall forcefully, and on my contact, it glitched me out, and I fell down on the other side. It was the same way when I entered the back rooms in the first place. I opened my eyes slowly while smiling, as I thought I was out of that scary empty space. But the reality was different. Thank you for sticking with us all the way to the very end. What would you do if you had woken up in the back rooms? Let us know in the comments below. Aside from that, feel free to watch our other videos.